A slider, a top-down rig, and a travel-friendly tripod all in a single package. In this video, we're taking a look at Ulanzi's brand new GlideGo tripod, showcasing its ability to create unique camera moves, compose top-down shots super easily, and dive into all of the features and specs. In last week's video, we tested 8 different tripods in a data-driven comparison, and this tripod ended up being awarded the best versatility title. And today, Ulanzi is sponsoring this showcase video to show you guys all of the important features and specs packed into this compact and lightweight tripod. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. First of all, we have to talk about this tripod's ability to easily create top-down shots. As someone who shoots a lot of product videos for both YouTube and for client work, I use top-down compositions a lot. And usually that means I have to bust out my C-stand, add a boom arm, and mount my camera on there. But that process has since become a lot easier thanks to this tripod. To convert the tripod to shoot in a horizontal configuration, all you need to do is unlock the latch on the center column so you can pull the segment out, then unlock the rosette style knob on the side so you can rotate this column into a horizontal orientation, and then lock it back down. Now, here are a few tips that apply to any situation where you have a tripod or C-stand with an extension arm booming out. Make sure the arm is boomed over a singular leg going the same direction. This makes the setup a lot more stable and prevents the tripod from tipping over. On top of that, for extra stability, add a sandbag to the back side of the arm, the side that's opposite of where you're mounting your camera, so your tripod is better balanced. If you're in an orientation where you can't mount a sandbag at the back, try to mount a sandbag on the center column's counterweight hook instead. This way, you're bringing the center of gravity back to the center of the tripod, so not only do you get more stable looking footage where it's not going to be shaky, but also you're going to make sure that your tripod isn't going to be prone or at risk to tipping over and, damaging your camera setup. Thanks to this setup, I've been able to really easily capture top-down shots like these for my recent projects, like this one with ProGrade. I've also been using this tripod a ton to shoot the top-down segments of product reviews and showcases where I'm hand-holding a product to show the camera. Plus, if you saw my Zhiyun X100 video, you'll see that I use this tripod there to get that top-down shot in that video as well. This setup will work extremely well if you have a light to medium weight camera and lens combo, but I was also able to get it to work with my Sony ZV-E1 plus the chonky Sony 28-70 f2 Master lens. Just make sure to use sandbags and not to leave your camera unattended if you're going to use heavier setups though. That's really cool, right? Well, we're not done with the unique shots that this tripod can produce. Yes, there's more. How about these slider-like shots that you can create whenever you want, wherever you want? All you have to do to make this happen is to get it into the horizontal orientation like before, but this time unlock the pan and tilt axis on the tripod head and also unlock the pan axis on the center column. Now all 3 of these pivot points will be able to move freely, letting you control the movement. And again, I find that adding some kind of weight like a sandbag or my camera backpack to the center column's counterweight hook helps keep the tripod steady while making these camera moves. Now, let me preface that this is definitely a skill that you need to practice in order to get really smooth shots. But even just a little bit of practice and some warp stabilizer in Premiere Pro will get you some really impressive results. All right, now with the headlining features of this tripod out of the way, let's take a look at how good this tripod is at being a tripod. First of all, we should talk about the operational range of this tripod. For max height, thanks to the dual column design, it can reach a staggering 73.75 inches tall. While most of us will really only ever need this max height in occasional situations, I can definitely see the use case of this tall height, especially in live event scenarios like conferences, concerts, or even weddings where you need to shoot over a crowd of people. And again, I'm probably gonna sound like a broken record, but if you're gonna use this tripod at a height like this, it's always a good idea to attach a sandbag or a camera backpack to the counterweight hook. Now, if we don't use the center column, we're looking at a max height of around 55.5 inches. The lowest this tripod will go in its standard configuration is going to be around 17.25 inches. Then, if you want to get lower than that, you can always flip the center column over and switch the tripod into underslung mode to get as close to the ground as you need. Stability-wise, keep in mind that there is some leg flex present, and when the center column is fully extended, you'll definitely notice some center column wobble. So again, class, what do we do when stability is potentially a concern? Use a sandbag. All right, next let's go ahead and take a look at the video head on this tripod. Of course, the first thing you'll notice is that you have both pan and tilt functionality on here, both of which can be enabled and disabled through these twist locks. Off the rip, the dampening for both panning and tilting is pretty reasonable for a system of this size. For adjusting your composition and for simple subject tracking, it performs great. Now, it would be really great if in the next version of this tripod, Ulanzi could add things like an adjustable friction-based pan tilt head, so that way you can get like, you know, really smooth panning, really smooth tilting, and maybe even a counterbalance in there. But I also don't know if you can even fit all of that into a tripod head this small, so I don't know, a man can wish. Another notable thing about this tripod head is that the bottom portion is a ball head with a lever lock, letting you adjust the position really easily. And on top of that, it has a bubble level, so you can quickly check to make sure your camera is level with the horizon. I also saw that if you like this tripod, but you don't really care about the video tripod head feature, they also sell it in a configuration where it's just the ball head without the video head. So there's that if you're interested. When it comes to mounting your camera on this tripod, you'll notice that the tripod head uses Ulanzi's new 𝗚𝗘𝗟𝗟 quick release system. This system uses the same footprint as their FallCam F38 quick release plates, but it is designed as a click-in system as opposed to a slide-in system like on their other F38 compatible tripods. It is compatible with both their new 𝗚𝗘𝗟𝗟 plates and their popular F38 plates. And once you have it mounted, you can slide the button to the left to make sure that it stays locked. And when you're ready to detach your camera, simply slide it back to the right and press the button and you're good to go. Now let's talk about the build quality of this tripod and its payload capacity. First, the build quality. The tripod is constructed of mostly carbon fiber columns with CNC machined aluminum making up the rest of the construction, like the latches and connecting pieces. Speaking of the latches, as you can see, this tripod uses a latch-based locking mechanism for the legs, and they've got a little bit of spring-loaded tension, making them pop open quite easily for deploying the tripod. But like I said in last week's video, just make sure that when you do close these latches to lock the legs into place, make sure you fully close them so that way they don't accidentally come popping open when you're using your tripod. According to Ulanzi, the tripod head has a payload capacity of around 11 pounds, while the legs are rated for around 39.5 pounds. Not bad considering that the tripod itself weighs just under 4 pounds and is quite compact when broken down, measuring just a little over 20 inches in height. Easy enough to pack onto the side of your camera backpack for local shoots, but I recommend packing this tripod into your carry-on or checked luggage if you're planning on flying, because that 20-inch, folded height is going to be just a little bit too long to put underneath the airplane seat in front of you. So you guys know that I love when manufacturers put things like hidden Allen keys in tripods and other pieces of camera gear, because it makes it so much easier to make modifications to your camera gear while you're in the field without having to bring a multi-tool. I mean, I always bring my multi-tool, but it's always a really nice feature to have. But Ulanzi went above and beyond. Check this out. If you unscrew the tripod head handle, look what's inside. It's a freaking screwdriver with like 7 different tips. Look at that, you can make all the adjustments you want in the field. Wait, hold on. Can this go back in with the tip on? Dude! All right, that's a freaking win in my books. Now you don't even need to bring a multi-tool with you. You have a whole freaking screwdriver in your tripod. If you're interested in checking out the Ulanzi GlideGo tripod, links will be in the description down below. So after making this showcase video about this tripod and spending the better half of last week with this tripod and 7 other tripods comparing them, I feel like I've gotten to know this tripod quite well. And I think the most impressive part about this tripod is not that it can do these top-down shots, these slider shots, and get these high-up shots on the max height, rather the fact that it can do all of it in such a small package. It's 1 part travel tripod, 1 part decent video tripod, 1 part top-down rig, and 1 part slider. Here's the thing, I try to be as impartial and stick to just the objective facts as much as possible when I make these sponsored showcase videos, because I don't want a positive, subjective opinion to creep into these videos and then for somebody in the comments to be like, oh my god, what a shill, he's just saying that because it's a sponsored video. So usually I try not to cross that line, but I think I'm gonna break that rule for this video because I think this tripod is genuinely really versatile. I mean, in my last video, the 8 tripod comparisons, which is not a sponsored video, I gave it the best versatility award award because it's freaking versatile, man. Now, don't get me wrong, I think that by being a jack of all trades tripod, being able to do all of these things, it definitely isn't the master of any specific function. There's a purpose-built tool out there that can individually do each of these things that this tripod can do, but better. But by being able to do all of these things in a compact, lightweight tripod like this, kind of makes me want to say that this is like the best tripod for a beginner. Not only do you get a compact and lightweight carbon fiber tripod, but you also get a video head that's decent enough to let you practice panning and tilting to add movement into your shots. On top of that, it has angles that you can get to give you unique compositions like top-down shots extremely easily without the use of any other tools or gear. And then on top of that, it also lets you add movement into your videos. All of these things are skills that you can practice on and then transfer over to more advanced equipment as you level up your photo and video game. Like seriously, I'm not just glazing this tripod. I'm gonna be using this tripod quite a decent amount going forward unless I find something better than this for doing things like top down and for being able to pack with me super easily and for being able to have a quick release system and for being able to add movement, like all of these things. Like I'm not crazy, right? Like me from a decade ago when I started this journey would have absolutely loved this tripod. But I mean, what do you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Am I just glazing this tripod too hard, or do you agree that this tripod is honestly like a lot of value and a lot of versatility packed into like a single thing? All right, that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to smash that like button and get subscribed if you haven't already. I think by the time you're watching this video, I'm already gonna be on my flight to Europe. I am so excited for all the content that we're gonna be shooting and also just all the beautiful sights. Like I'm so excited to travel more again, and I can't wait to share that with you guys. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Peace.